DJ AFK here at the new Undisclosed Location, the tutorial for the Winter Nexus 2020. Today let's do some scanning and data hacking. We should be able to find some data sites. There may be a lot of competition. Seems to be a lot of people doing the event, but in order to combat that, we are going to set you up with a minimal fit to accomplish the job. One of my favorite ships, the Astero, will be what I am using today. However, you can use many other types of ships. They are all of the exploration type ships. So for Galente it's the Amicus, which gives a 7.5% bonus per level. The Tech 2 version of that is the covert-ops Helios, and that gives a 10% bonus per covert-ops level. Each of the other factions have one as well, the Heron, Magnite, and a few others. But we will be using Sisters of Eve, Astero. They don't really have a very high bar for entry to get into the ship. For requirements, it's just Galente Frigate 3 and Amar Frigate 3. That's all you need. That should be easy enough to train. Now, other things that we will need for this are the ability to use the probe launcher, which I am only using a core probe launcher 1. I would recommend the Sisters probe launcher. They are about half as much as the ship. The way this is fitted is 69 million. I think one of those is about 30 to 40. But we will need pretty much minimum of Astrometrics 4 and Pinpointing and Rangefinding 3. The reason for that is these are actually pretty difficult to scan down, and if you don't scan them down fast enough, you won't be able to grab the loot. Someone else will grab it from you. In order to give us just a little bit of an edge, I did include a gravity capacitor upgrade, which gives a slight increase to a ship's scan probe strength. I also added hyperspatial velocity optimizers to help us warp to the site faster. That should give us a little bit of an edge, as well as inertial stabilizers to align and warp a little faster. We will need a data analyzer. Data analyzer 1 is just fine. They don't really have many hard viruses in HiSec. Let's get started. See where to go. To find where we're going, we will hit F10, look at the map. We're going to color by metaliminal storms. This is listed under geography and statistics. Near the bottom, it's metaliminal storms. Just look for this big red one, and then the whole area around here, anything that is colored is going to have sites in it. Now, I would like to try out these 0.5 areas, so we will head that direction, see what happens. Let's make a maneuver, drop probes, open our scanning window, click to center, move our square, double click, move our square, set our size, and analyze. That is not what we are looking for. However, we will finish to scan this down just to get it out of the list here. So each time we will click to center, move our square, double click, move our square again, up. Never mind, new one popped up. Let's start scanning it quickly. Set 8 AU and start. Since there are multiple people that go after these sites, you have to be pretty quick about getting the scan started. And moving on. We can ignore that combat site as soon as we get done scanning this one. Click to center, move our square, double click, move our square, set our size. These are pretty difficult to scan down. All of the ones that I've seen are scanning difficulty 4. That is a data site. We won't get it on this scan, but we should be able to on the next one. Click to center or square, get this one lined up decently, and scan it down. Sometimes you'll end up with a very, very, very close scan. In that case, there are things we can do to make it scan just a little bit better.
Warp drive active.
But let's warp to this one, see if we can grab some data. And it looks like we are the first ones here. Head towards that, hit our micro warp drive, target it. I like to stop ship and then hit our data module. Now from here, we will attack it like any other data site we would. Just follow the numbers like you're in Minesweeper for the most part. If needed, I can make another video on exactly how to scan these down every time. Now it looks like there's another Astero there, but we beat him by a little bit. Million loot, got a blueprint. Alright, and let's see if we have another anomaly. Not yet. Alright, so let's drop our probes and hit our cloak. Wait for another red line to show up here, showing a signature. There's one. Let's line up. Pick the center, box, double click, box, set our probe size down 1. It still takes a little bit of time to scan these down, but once you get the hang of it, they are very consistent. There are a lot of Sisters probe on D-scan. There is a few people trying to scan these down. You just have to beat those few people. Keep in mind this is with an almost minimal skill set. Astrometrics 4 is about the only medium-high skill that I have for this. We are using a probe launcher 1.
Warp drive active.
We can leave our probes out this time. Let's see if we beat this Astero. Oh, he got there first. Let's see if we can beat him to the box. And we did. Ah. Those hyperspatials really came in handy. Alright, let's wait for the next one. We got almost the same items to drop this time. Another small ancillary armor repair blueprint. Warp to it and find out.
Warp drive
While
active.
we're warping there, let's start scanning the next one down. Nope, nobody's here. And 4 million in that one. Let's finish scanning down next site. Alright, let's warp to this one
drive active.
and see if we get it too. And we get this one. Alright, so when scanning, if I see the number go up, or hacking rather, if I see the number go up, I might move the other direction. Something is here. Something is in one of these spots, which is around here. Yep, there it is. The high-sec ones are extremely easy. When you get out into some of the NPC nullsec sites, they can get incredibly difficult. And if you fail twice on a lot of them, they will just explode and you lose whatever's inside. Let's warp to it.
Warp drive active.
Actually, we can set our size back to 8 AU to save us a step. Let's go ahead and hack the box, see what's inside. Another 4 million.
Warp drive active.
Go ahead and collect our probes, reload our launcher. That way we can open this box and head home. And 3 million to finish it off at 15,600,000 ISK.
Warp drive active.
Well, not too bad for a couple of boxes in high sec. Alright, we have returned to Arnon. To recap, we have fitted an Astero for your exploring ship of choice with a regular core probe launcher, Sister's core scanner probes, a data analyzer, and to help us out, we put a small gravity capacitor upgrade to help the scan probe strength, and hyperspatial velocity optimizers to let us warp a little faster to beat out the other ships, which actually worked more than once. The skill prerequisites we needed for this were, you could have a mix of a few others, but it seems to be Astrometrics number 4. Pinpointing and Rangefinding 3 should be sufficient. Obviously, the higher that all 3 of these are, as well as acquisition, which just reduces the scan time itself. The higher those are, the better, but these are essentially the minimums that you would need for that. It is good to have an Astero. Its roll bonus is 37.5% bonus to the scanner probe strength. Now, the scanning ships like the Helios, for example, it gets a 10% bonus per covert-ops level. Now, that could be achieved higher, but the entry bar for attaining that is a little bit harder to do. So Astero seems to be a pretty good ship to start out with. Only need Galente 3 and a Mar 3 frigates to fly this ship. They're relatively cheap. Once we have our ship fitted, we click F10 to go to the map. We find an area full of metaliminal storms, and we pick an area to go to, set a destination, fly towards there, find out what we get on the way. I hope you have found this informative. Please leave your comments below, and fly safe.